Aperture time! Start by turning your mode dial to manual mode. Next we are going here and we are going to change our aperture to 3.5. We're making our aperture smaller. Then go back to picture mode. Now I will move my focus square to where I want the most detail using my right and left buttons. When you are ready, press your shutter button and your camera will try to focus. If it does not on the first try, keep going. Adjust as you need. And there's my photo. So a smaller aperture means the background of your photo will be blurry and whatever you put in the focus box will have a lot of detail. Also, because your aperture is smaller, that means the hole that allows light into the sensor will be bigger, and so our photos will be a lot lighter. Now we will be using a larger aperture, so change your aperture to f-stop 22. Because the aperture is so large, that means the hole that allows light into the sensor is so small and does not allow much light to come into the sensor. And as a result of that, you might need to turn on your flash. Here is the flash button. It will open up the flashlight. So now you could take your photo and we will see the difference a larger aperture makes in our photograph. Right away we could tell the photo is way darker even with the flash, but in addition to that, our details are different as well. Instead of the background being blurry, the background also has detail as well as our water bottle. So a larger aperture makes it darker as well as makes details in the entire photo and not just whatever is in your focus box. Shutter speed lesson. Now we are moving on to shutter speed, but before we change our shutter speed, we're gonna go back to aperture and change it to a middle stop like 8. We are going to do a slow shutter speed first, so set it all the way to 2 seconds right now. Shutter speed is how long it takes for the lens to shut and take your photo. So here I am using a light in a dark room. As I move it around, the slow shutter speed will capture all the movement in one photo. And that swirl is the movement I made with my hand as I was carrying the light. And now I am changing my shutter speed to 4 seconds to see what change that will make. Same thing, I am still using my light in a dark room and moving my arm as the shutter is pressed. So now you can see because the shutter speed is longer, you can see more movement in the light because it had more time to capture all my movement before the shutter closed. And finally, we are moving on to fast shutter speed, which is perfect for capturing quick movements. And I will be speeding mine up to 1/250th because the higher you go, the darker our photo will be, and we do not want it to be dark. And because of that, I am also changing my aperture to the smallest, 3.5, to compensate for the fact that I raised my shutter speed. This should hopefully balance it out. So here my camera did not want to focus, so I had to trick it into focusing onto the water droplets. As you will see, I am using the fast shutter speed to capture the drops. I was also using continuous capture mode to get a better chance of capturing the water droplets, which is why you keep hearing the shutter button being closed and opened again. So fast shutter speed is used for when you want to capture quick movements. The only downside is that it will make our photos darker. So keep that in mind and make sure you balance it out with your aperture or maybe use a flash. You do not have to do water droplets. There are a million other things you can do to show a fast shutter speed. Good luck!